He didn't have a bomb on him. Where's the bomb? So this is the story of the guy that came in and said, God sent me for my free Mercedes-Benz. This was shortly after September 11th, the spring of after September 11th. And it was early morning, about 10 o'clock, 10:30. And the showroom at Mercedes-Benz in Bellevue was set up in a U shape. And you'd enter from the left or to the right, and the offices were on all the side, the sales offices. My office was down at the bottom so I could see the entire showroom floor. And the two outside offices were added later on, and they had a huge outside wall that went backwards. You could go backwards where the desks were. They added two more sales desks, one here, one here. On this side was the money door. That's where everybody would come in, and they would, so that was the number one spot because it was kind of an open floor concept. A lot of the salespeople had been there for ages and had their own customer base and didn't want to take new, fresh business anyway. So it was good for the store. So this guy comes in, and you're kind of doing your work, and you kind of keeping an eye. Sixth sense tells you. The guy comes in, and the salesman over here on this corner, Doug, greets him. And Doug's policy was to sit down, have a customer come over, sit down, and he would do the interview. He wasn't just going to walk around the cars and show them and do the auto show thing. This car has this car has that. He wanted to know what they were there for, and let's get down to business and everything else. So he sits the guy down, and he's talking to him, and I'm watching off and on. Just some other things are going on, and I see Doug get up and come down to the office, which is not unusual. He's probably going to come back and say this guy's going to make an offer on this car, or he wants to know what's the availability of this car. And he walks in my office and he says, "Man, you got to call the police. You got to call the police right now." I go, "What are you talking about, Doug?" And he goes, "No, you need to call the police. This guy says that God sent him in here to get his free Mercedes-Benz, or he's going to blow up the dealership." I go, "Come on, Doug, give me a break." Now, Doug and I had worked together for many years, and Doug was a little bit of a jokester, funny guy. And I thought, "Come on, Doug, you're kidding me." He says, "No, Terry, you really need to call the police. This guy's not fooling around." And I kind of lean out and I look around and I see this guy and I'm thinking, okay, late 20s, just a normal guy. And again, because we're in Bellevue, where all these Microsoft people would come in jeans and t-shirts. They'd come in dressed all kinds of ways. It wasn't fancy or anything else. You weren't expecting them. So they would come in and buy these $100,000 cars. And I thought, okay, well, this is just another guy, coming in to buy a car. I said, "Come on, Doug." He said, "No, Terry, you really got to do this." And I said, "Okay, Doug, I'm coming out. And if you're pulling my leg on this, you're going to pay big time." So I get up, go out, and I'm halfway across the showroom floor. And this guy gets up from the chair and starts walking to me. And I go, "Hi, sir. Doug tells me that you need something." And the guy looks at me and he says, "Yes, God sent me here today to get my free Mercedes-Benz. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to blow you up." I go, "I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you. What did you just say?" He goes, "God sent me here to get my free Mercedes-Benz. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to blow you up." And I don't know why, but I looked at him, and 12 years of Catholic school came up in my head, and I said, "Well, I talked to God this morning, and he didn't tell me you were coming. So let me go back and get a car ready for you. Why don't you just have a seat back over there with Doug, and I'll be right out." And I walked right around back to my office, and I dialed 911, and I said, "I've got this guy here who says he's got a bomb. He's going to blow us up if we don't give him a car." Well, it didn't take very long. About 5 Bellevue police officers showed up, and they do a complete interview. And the next thing you know, the guy's in handcuffs in the back of a car, and he's gone. but his Mazda is sitting out in the parking lot. And I'm thinking, okay, he didn't have a bomb on him. Where's the bomb? So I call the police back up and I say, what about his car? It's sitting out in the parking lot. Could the bomb be in that? So they come back over and they do a complete check of the car, and they ended up winching it on a flatbed and taking it away. And that was it. So we didn't hear anything for a long time. And then all of a sudden, I get a call, and Doug gets a call from the prosecuting attorney for the state in Seattle, and we're going to federal court. I go, what are we going to federal court? Well, your case. Your guy's going as a terrorist. And I go, okay, well, here's the court date. Be down at King County Courthouse on this date, this time. And we want to meet you an hour ahead of time so we can go over your testimony. So we go downtown, meet with a federal prosecutor, and go over our testimony. And we go to the trial. And I was kind of shocked because next thing you know, we're in a full federal courtroom and there's a jury of 12 jurors over there. And I'm thinking, this is kind of serious now. And you've got the prosecuting attorney, you've got the defense attorney, you got the judge. And then the next thing you know, this guy's coming out and he's sitting down next to him. And there's another man next to him. And I'm going, what's going on? I don't know. And I tapped the guy, prosecuting attorney, on the shoulder, and I said, who's that guy? And he says, well, that's his interpreter. I said, what do you mean interpreter? He claims he doesn't speak English. I said, that's BS. He spoke perfectly good English. I had him repeat it twice to me. I know he speaks English, but now he has to have everything translated to him in the courtroom. So here we are. We're in the courtroom. We both give our testimony. We're sitting there and we're in our suits. Here we are, car salesman telling the jury that this guy's a terrorist, he's got a bomb, and blah, blah, blah. And we give our testimony and we leave. And we go back. And later that afternoon, we get a call from the prosecuting attorney and the guy gets off. The jury couldn't agree, so he gets off. Okay, well, there was no issue there. I don't really care. Next morning, I had a dental appointment for teeth cleaning or something like that, so I'm going to be a little late. And I'm on my way into the office, and I've gotten off the freeway, and I'm coming into maybe half a mile away from the dealership. My phone rings, and it's Doug. He says, you got to get back here right away. I go, why, Doug? He says, he's back. I said, who's back? The bomb guy. He's back. I go, what do you mean he's back? Call the police. He says, I've called the police. You've got to get here. Now, by this time, and I'm at the corner, ready to turn in to the dealership, and I see the guy. He's on the sidewalk out in front of the dealership. There's a hedge in front of us, a low hedge, and he's looking down at the dealership. And Doug's going, see, there he is. 5 more Bellevue police officers show up. They surround the guy. They got him on the car. They're patting him down. And they're saying, what are you here for? Now, it's been 6, 8, 9 months. The guy goes, I'm here for my car. I left it here in the parking lot. Like, it's still going to be there. They said, well, you're on a public sidewalk. There's nothing we can do. Your car's not here. It's in Seattle impound. You need to go back to Seattle to get your car. But if you step foot on that parking lot, we're going to arrest you and throw you in jail. It's private property. Don't go there. The bus stop is on the other side of Bellevue. Just take this street down and go all the way across the freeway and catch the bus back into Seattle. And that was it. We never heard from the guy again. God said, come get your free Mercedes-Benz.
Our sponsor for this month of VINwiki Car Stories is Bridgestone, and I just had a set of their brand new Jeweler AT Ascent tires installed on my Porsche Cayenne Turbo. Now with this off-road Cayenne project, I've experimented with I guess 8 different wheel and tire combinations, and I really think this is the perfect solution. I still get all of the all-terrain benefits, the off-road performance that I want, and the indestructibility that I love, but I also get a 40,000 mile warranty and all the road composure that I lost with some of the other tire options. So I get the best of both worlds, off-road, on-road, as well as all the latest technology from Bridgestone. Of course, we love their Potenza range of tires for sports cars and supercars, but now their Jeweler AT Ascent is the perfect solution for your on and off-road needs. So click the link in the description below now to learn more about Bridgestone and see what they've got for your car.